Welcome back to another episode of Rob Sports Center. As you can see by the title, man, we're going to be doing some film study on Drake London. So to start the video off, man, we already got a spectacular catch. So on this play right here, Drake London showcases his difficult catch ability, catch radius, however you want to classify it. But then also he showcases his hand-eye tracking the ball skills. So if you look at the linebacker, I think that's Braun, he tips the ball at the as Kirk Cousins threw it right here. Boom, he tipped it. Right. So it kind of threw it a little bit off trajectory wise. And like I say, these are plays like this are plays that show you what type of receiver you're dealing with. Like I always say, you got a lot of guys that can play, that can make plays when things are going the right way. Now, it's the ones that can still make plays when things don't go the right way. Now, if that pass would have been a direct pass to where he could have actually caught it, whether it would have been at his numbers or whatever the case may be to possibly have some yards after the catch, that's an idealistic situation, right? This pass right here most definitely was not idealistic, but you have to understand as a receiver, every play, every ball is not going to be thrown to you perfectly. Like you're going to have to at some point be able to make those tough catches, and you have to be willing to run across the middle and make those catches whenever is necessary. But he shows his versatility, and his difficult catch ability, with this catch right here. So, amazing focus and, just really securing the catch as he's going down to the ground as well. All right, y'all already know how I be on those gotta have it moments, man. We got a 3rd and 5, and we got a red area possession. I always talk about getting into the red area. Whenever you get into the red area, you want to come up with 7 points opposed to 3, but you'll take 3, but you really want 7. So Atlanta just got a favorable matchup, I guess, that they wanted. You see that they're in a trips formation, meaning they got 3 receivers on the other side. The corners are playing off. Darius Slay looked like he was kind of shaded outside to try to force the receiver or to try to kind of funnel him inside because he has help on the inside. And, he don't have help on the outside. But I would say that Drake London just did a real good job with the setup, man. I'm just going to be completely honest with you, man. It almost looks like – so I was looking at – Doug Baldwin and Devontae Adams, and they were just talking about releases, and they were saying that how their basketball background helps them out with them being able to get their releases off the line of scrimmage. So now even just looking at how Drake London was able to do this, I mean, it's almost the same thing even with route running. I mean, kind of just look at how he set him up. You know what I mean? He just ran off the line, wasn't really in a hurry, boom, and just popped it. And I'm going to tell you something else too, that I've noticed, and I was listening to Justin Jefferson as well. And, a lot of people might say, well, how did he get this route to work? He didn't run it that fast. So the thing about it is this, like Justin Jefferson said, who was the fastest Hall of Famer? We don't effing know, right? It's all about being able to get in and out of your breaks quickly. And if you can get in and out of your breaks quickly, you're going to be an effective receiver. So you look at Drake London. He's matched up on one of the top corners in the league, Darius Slay, who had a phenomenal, had a pretty good year that led to them winning the Super Bowl. And you get that one-on-one matchup on the outside, you have to take advantage of it. And he was able to do that, man. Just with a good setup, a good inside fake, he ate up the cushion and he sold the inside fake. And that was the whole thing, getting him to even just move over just a tad bit to be able to separate and get towards the outside, man. So just a phenomenal rep on Drake London's part. So one thing I've been noticing about Atlanta from this Drake London film study is that, man, Atlanta got some pretty good plays drawn up as man beaters to beat the man-to-man coverage. And, that's kind of similar to what they did right here. You got Drake London. He's kind of lined up in a slot. And he just gets a one-on-one matchup. Like Tampa Bay was in man coverage, and he does a good job at the setup, right? So like I say, it's not always about, so people like to think about just speed. It's not always about speed. A lot of the time, it's about the setup as well. So just look at how patient he was with it. And it almost can give you as a corner in your mind, based off of how he comes off the line, it almost gives you vibes that it could possibly be some type of screen maybe or something, because he's not coming off the line aggressively trying to run a route. It's almost like he's coming off the line as if he's trying to block, or if he's just some type of decoy and he's kind of sluggish coming off of the line, not saying that his route running is slow, but just the setup. And he ended up hitting him, attacked the outside shoulder, made him hop inside, and they didn't have no help underneath him, man. He just took it to the house, man. He put his big boy cleats on this play, man. Just catches the ball, boom, tuck it, and just run to the end zone. You see the end zone, don't go down, just run through some tackles, man, and make a play. And, obviously, like I always say, the significance of it, man, that's a red area possession. So when you're in the red area, man, more times than not, you want to make sure that you're coming up with a touchdown opposed to a field goal. And having a guy like Drake London, who has made plays that I've seen consistently in the red area, it gives you that confidence whenever you do find yourself up there and you're in a situation when you're in the red area. The field is a little bit more condensed. So having guys that know how to work within those confined spaces, are always good. So right here on this play, man, it wasn't really nothing special. I mean, they just really got a one-on-one matchup with Drake London being on a safety, and they took advantage of it. It looked like they might have been in some type of cover four, because it looks like Levante David was working from the hook curl, and he sat underneath just in case he tried to run anything back up underneath. He would have been right up under him. So it kind of was a high-low situation in terms of the defense. And I think that the safety kind of got caught being a little flat-footed, and Drake London kind of just ended up getting a step on him. But then this is also one of those plays right here that when we talk about great quarterbacks, when we talk about Patrick Mahomes, when we talk about Josh Allen, when we talk about Joe Burrow, when we talk about Jalen Hurts and all these guys that we consider to be elite level quarterbacks, it's like plays like this that make that a different category. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have a one-on-one matchup. So from a team standpoint, if our receivers get those, we need our receivers to be able to win those, right? But at the same time, we need our quarterbacks to be able to capitalize off of those. So this is where throwing with anticipation comes. Once you realize that, because you already know Drake London's route, once you realize that Levante David isn't going to carry him, and you notice kind of how the corner, how the safety was kind of playing it, it's almost like he hesitated to a degree. When I'm talking about I'm talking about the safety. Like when you look at him right here, it's like he stopped or he stumbled, and Drake London had a step on him. But if he would have put that ball just maybe 2 yards ahead of him, man, that's possibly a walk-in touchdown. And even if it's not a walk-in touchdown, man, it's a much bigger play. It gives him opportunity to be able to make yards after the catch, opposed to having to try to readjust it and make a difficult catch that could have possibly been an incompletion. All right, so, man, we got another gotta have it situation, man. It's an overtime game, tied ball game, 30-30. You got to get the first down and move the sticks, and they do just that. You got Drake London right here. So right here, it looks like he kind of ran what you would kind of call an option route. I know you see Travis Kelce running this route a lot, and basically what it is he's going based off of how the defenders are playing him leverage wise. So you see that at the snap of the ball, you got the corner, the nickel back isn't really playing directly. I don't know, that might be the safety. Let me look and see. Yeah, so that looks like that probably is the safety. So you got the safety that's kind of down in the area in the box, but he's not lined up directly over him. He's kind of outside leverage, obviously because he has inside help with Levante David. But see, here's where the IQ come into place on Drake London's part. And I'm pretty sure that this was something that was communicated through practice, film study, and just being on the same page with your quarterback, is that so you have a three-way go. So if he breaks to the right, he has to worry about the safety, right? If he breaks to the left, he has to worry about Levante David. So obviously, where is the gap? In the middle. So if I can't break left and I can't break right based off me being out leveraged, I'm just going to sit right here and give my quarterback a target to throw to. And it's just an easy first down completion. So, man, just heads up IQ to kind of be able to anticipate that. And a lot of that kind of starts pre-snap, him just looking at the alignment and seeing, okay, I'm anticipating that the safety is going to drop to the right, and I'm anticipating that the linebacker is going to drop to the left. So if he does that, then I'm just going to sit down in that little gap right there. And that's exactly what they did to move the sticks. So right here, you got another red area possession. So this actually was good defense. I mean, I wouldn't even say good defense. This probably was perfect defense. He got physical with him at the line of scrimmage. He just kind of stuck his foot in the ground and rolled, and he just really used his body to secure the catch. So that's something I've noticed about him. And I would say something too else that I do like about him is his grit. I mean, because right here, that making this catch, you probably going to take a hit. And even in the previous play on that third down conversion on that option route, he took a solid hit in the ribs after he made that catch. But just knowing that you're going to go across the middle and take a hit, it takes guts, it takes cojones, it takes grit to be able to do that. And he does a good job at that. And like I say too, man, being down in the red area when everything is so much more tight and congested, having guys that can maneuver and use, like, say for instance for him, he's more of a bigger body, so he can kind of use his body as like a power forward or a center would in basketball whenever they're boxing out for a rebound, and just pretty much box the defensive back out, and the quarterback just put the ball right there and he catch it for an easy touchdown. So right here we got another one-on-one matchup against one of the best corners in the NFL, which is Trayvon Diggs. Hate him or love him, he does a lot of things right. And they was trying to set up a natural type of pick route where it's like kind of they was trying to get the receiver to kind of slow the cornerback down in a sense. And they didn't necessarily get that. Diggs did a good job at kind of staying glued to his inside hip. But when you got a receiver that's as big and that can make those tough catches like Drake London, man, you can just do like what Kirk Cousins did here. Just put the ball up and let him go make a play. He does a good job at making sure that he gets his head around and locate the ball and then being able to go up and high point the ball as well, coming down for a touchdown. So, man, this is my type of play right here. Obviously, too, this being in the red area, this is where he's been making his living at, in the red area. On those third down situations, being able to maneuver and being able to operate in those confined spaces. Like you got some receivers that are like speed guys that might not be the most productive when they're down here, but having bigger body guys like him and then having guys who can kind of maneuver at the same time is an added benefit, man. And if you can constantly win those one-on-one matchups and then be a viable option on red area situations and third down, those gotta happen moments, man, you're gonna have a long career in the NFL. And this young man has been, I've been impressed with what I've been seeing from in terms of just the plays he's been making. So, man, this is another tough catch against my New Orleans Saints. And like I said, man, this has just kind of been Drake London's MO. I didn't really watch a lot of the Falcons games this year, so I didn't realize how big of an impact he really had on those guys. But, man, just giving them a consistent target, big body, and tough catch situation and red area situations, and just being able to make those off-the-script catches. Like I always say, man, any receiver can make a catch when the ball is right there in between the numbers. Now, what makes you a great receiver, now, granted, catching the ball is a part of being a receiver, so I'm not going to try to downplay that. So if the ball is in between your numbers, obviously, you still need to be able to catch it. But the percentage of those balls being caught are much higher than the percentage of passes like this being completed, because you got some guys that might feel like they don't have to dive down or who don't want to dive down. They're expecting their passes to be a certain way, and that's just not realistic. Especially in NFL, man, you got to be able to make adjustments, and I think that's one of the things that makes a good receiver, man, being able to, like I said, man, make those catches whenever they're open and presented, but really being able to make those tough catches, those one-on-one catches over a defensive back, those catches going down to the ground, securing the catch. They can be a crucial play to keep the sticks moving. So right here, man, we got a prime example. So two things are on display on this play right here. So the ability to play off script is one of the things that's on display, right? And what do I mean by that? So you look initially, Denver had the route covered up. It looked like they had a guy that kind of was playing a high-low, and it kind of was just a little confusion in terms of what was going on over on the side with Drake London and the tight end. But it looked like they was trying to double cover him in terms of Denver Broncos, because you notice that that's the guy to have it. That's the go-to guy. So obviously in those key situations, defenses are going to try to identify, and they're going to try to make somebody else move the sticks other than him. So Kirk Cousins didn't see anything there initially. He was able to extend the play. But the thing is, you have to look at Drake London. When he gets his eyes back on the quarterback and he realizes, okay, the quarterback hasn't been sacked, he's extending the play. So what do I do now? I create a target for myself. Like I always say, the hardest route to guard is when a quarterback is able to extend the play and the receiver can reroute itself. But look at him working behind two corners, right? He's working behind two guys. And then you got the third guy that eventually came over. But look at the tight end. Even when the tight end got his eyes back to the quarterback, he wasn't, trying to really play off script and to try to create something and make something happen. But that's just that's just who Drake London is. And that's just having, good, keen football IQ to know that, okay, now I got to try to, create my own route and just give my quarterback a lane to throw. So right here on this play, man, this is a testament to how hard this guy plays, or this is a testament to his grit, if you want to say that. So the play, initially, I thought that Kirk Cousins just threw a horrible pass. I be on Kirk Cousins sometimes, man, for right reasons. But it looks like the corner really just kind of probably read it and was able to undercut it and was able to get up and get his hands on the ball. So here's the thing that I'm looking at from Drake London's standpoint. So it's like, okay, if I know that this isn't a catch, right? I know I can't catch it. He undercut it. He beat me to the spot. I'm not going to just give up and let him get the interception. No, I'm going to fight with him. Even if I got to just try to knock it out of his hands, I turn into the DB and he becomes the receiver just to prevent the interception. So he fights. He gets his hands in there as well. That goes to show you how strong his hands is. And as they go into the ground and tussling, he end up coming up with the ball. So like I say, man, it's just, once again, man, it's just good understanding of the game to realize that, man, I need to make sure that I try to either bat this ball down, rip the ball out or possibly come up with a catch like he did right there. So, man, that was a phenomenal play. Just good effort all around. And I love effort, man. Also, right here, this is the final play, man. And once again, man, this was just another one of them Allen Iverson, Kyrie Irving like crossovers, man. They got the one-on-one matchup, and he just made him look stupid. And the crazy thing about it, if you look, he almost made him run into the safety. Like, that's how bad he did him. But, man, like I say, everything is all about selling it, man. You have to make sure that you sell the routes. Like, that's the biggest thing. It's like, you can't just be like, oh, I just got to run 4.3 speed and I got to just be like Cheetah. No, the whole thing is being able to sell the route, to sell a fake. You know, it's almost like the equivalent of, I'm not sure if any of you guys are familiar with boxing, but it's almost like how boxers use their jab to set up, you know, another shot. So a lot of times the jab is a distraction to give them opportunities elsewhere. So it's the same thing. It's no different. You translate that over to football, especially as a receiver, it's the same thing. Give him a look to distract him and then hit him with the other shot. So that's what he did right here. He gave him a look as if he was finna hop back inside, made him stumble and almost run into his teammate. And, you know, the rest is history, man. Just a walk-in touchdown after that, man. But I really enjoyed breaking down film on this guy. Like I said, I didn't watch too much of the Falcons games last season, so I didn't really know what to expect from him. But like I say, I kind of just took some notes down as I was watching, and you know, just simple things like I said that he's a possession type receiver who mostly lines up in the slot. Good red area target, can use his body as a shield to make tough catches in condensed areas, has strong hands, as you've seen on him getting that taking an interception from the Vikings player, and has a natural instinct, it seems, to getting open in tight spaces. Like I said, just, you know, knowing when to sit down, knowing when to run through, like I say, just have it. It just seems like he has a knack for that. He also showcases the ability to consistently make difficult catches as well as take hits to make a catch. You know, you've seen a couple plays that, you know, he took a hit as he was catching. And he has the ability to win one-on-one matchups against top-level corners, as we've seen he did against Darius Slay, as we've seen he did against Trayvon Diggs. So like I said, man, Falcons, you guys got something to be happy about moving into the future. And I just hate that by me being a Saints fan, I got to see him twice a year. So I'm not excited for that. You know, I am excited, but I'm not excited because I just know what's the possibility and what he's capable of. But, man, if you did enjoy this video, do me a big favor, man. Smash that thumbs up button. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. When you subscribe, click that notification bell where you be notified every time I upload. And I'll see y'all in the next video.